Hi, my name is Cinda Sutton. I am a Park Ranger Senior here at Karshner Caverns, and I am the interpretive lead ranger here. I have been with the agency for almost 10 years, 4 of those years here at this park, and 6 years at Full Hollow over in Show Low, Arizona. Karshner Cavern is actually located 9 miles south of Benson, Arizona, kind of in the heart of the southern Arizona desert. It's between a transition zone between the Chiricahuan and the Sonoran Desert. So as you're going around, you're going to see different plants life that kind of indicate both those desert zones. One thing that's unique here at Karshner Caverns is even though you see dry, arid areas, it is actually a very warm and humid cave that is still actively dripping today. We also are known to have one of the Arizona's largest known columns in Arizona, known as Kubla Khan. If you ever get on tour here, you'll get a chance to see Kubla Khan itself. This is also an area that was held for a secret for over 14 years, originally discovered in 1974 by Gary Tennant and Randy Tufts. To protect it and make sure that the cave did not get destroyed or damaged, they kept that secret for a really long time. It was about 4 years after their discovery they let the Karshner family know, who owned this property out here and ran their cattle. The family jumped on board with the idea of protection and getting a larger entity involved, and then it became Arizona's 25th state park in 1988. And it was open to the public, the first tour running in 1999, and that's your Rotunda Throne Room tour. And then because we have bats that still visit today, and even back then, the big room was not open until 2003. First-time visitors, I do recommend going on tours. If you get a chance to do both tours, that's wonderful because they're very unique in themselves. They're not the same as you go in there. We have camping and cabins, so if you don't have an RV or tent but you want to get out into nature, we do offer 4 cabins throughout the year, and they're nice, clean cabins. We also have multiple trails out here, 2 which are on the park, known as the Foothills Loop and the Ocotillo Loop Trail. They can range between 2.5 to almost 4 miles that are on property. And then we do have the start of the Guindani Trail. So it starts here, but then it does go over into National Forest property, so it's the Coronado National Forest. So I do recommend both. Rotunda Throne Room Tour, it's open year-round. That one we really go in depth on the geology and the science behind how the caverns came to be, why they're warm and humid, how it is still actively dripping. And we talk a lot about just the history of the formations and the rock that you're about to be under. And it's about an 1.5-hour long tour where it's a guided tour the whole way through. It is also a family-friendly tour. Kids from infancy up are allowed on that tour. We just do recommend that if you bring kids, just make sure that you have a front carrier if they're young enough for a front carrier, because strollers, purses, packs, cameras, cell phones are not allowed on the tour, either are diaper bags too. Now the big room, that was the first room to ever be discovered. It was 1974 November when it was discovered. That one, you have large expanses of space. It's also where the bats still hang out, so you can actually see fresh guano piles. You won't see the bats in there because for their protection, we do not open it to the public when they are here. But once they leave, we like to show where they used to be, why they're here for the season, why did they come here. And a lot of it has to do with that temperature, the humidity in the cave is what they want for their pups to be warm and safe as well. You'll see some large formations in the big room. There's also a lot of things being researched and learned about within the big room. There's also a lot of things that have been found, like a Shasta ground sloth. The bones were found within that big room, so we get to show you kind of where they were at, or where they're at in the cave itself. And then we also have formations that we're still not certain about, that's still being studied, like crenulations and turn-up weld shields. We like to talk a lot about the discoverers and the discovery that they made, the family, and how it became a park. So that is a really good tour if you want to make your own discoveries within the cave, but also learn about how this came to be as a state park itself. So reservations are recommended in advance because definitely with the big room being open, it is very rare that you can find a same-day reservation for the big room. And also because this is our busy season in the winter months, it's hard to find a same-day reservation. So I do recommend you calling our reservation line. You can actually call. They're here at the park. It's 520-586-4100, and you can talk to one of the representatives in the back to make a reservation. You can also go online to our website too, as well, to make your reservation. But yes, I highly recommend if you're coming out here to make sure you have that reservation in hand first. We have also the museum, which is a fun and interactive museum. We have a video too where you get to meet the two discoverers and also some of the family members, and they talk about the secret and they talk about how it was to get where it is now, and then you meet some of the people who helped develop it and those who are protecting it as well. So I do recommend coming out, taking a look at our hummingbird garden as well. It has a lot of natural Arizona environmental plants here, and we have lots of butterflies and hummingbirds that come out during certain seasons as well. We have a wide range of rangers and volunteers who have a lot of knowledge and a lot of interest. I think February we have a nature hike. We're trying to do one nature hike a month, and our ranger Brody is the one that's taking that over. And he usually will do the Foothills Loop, but if he does change it, he lets us know. We put it on our social media and our events page on our website. There is always so much more that we're developing and producing, so if you're ever wondering where you can find what we're up to, go to our state parks page and just go to the event side of it, and it'll show you a list of everything. One thing that was forefront on the development's mind is the aspect of making sure that anybody and everybody of all age and ability could come in and get to know the cave, learn about the cave itself. So the trails are completely scooter and wheelchair friendly. There's no steps, no ladders as you go through. We do have a limit on the size of wheelchair and scooter, so if you're curious about that, give us a call on our reservation line. We can help you through that. We do allow service animals. We will ask you a couple questions on that service animal, but they are allowed as well. We also do offer the opportunity for those who may have claustrophobia. We do talk them through on what they're expected or what they're going to see, so you feel more comfortable going in. If hearing impaired, we do have cards that you're more than welcome to ask for at the front desk. We give you a little flashlight with those cards so you can read through the information that we're presenting while we're on tour as well. We're 9 miles south of Benson. They have lodging. We're near Tombstone as well. I think we're about 45 minutes from Tombstone that people can stay in. Sierra Vista and Bisbee, we're about 45 to an hour from them, but they're still larger towns. Tucson, Vail, you're also only about 45 to an hour from them as well. And so we do have a good surrounding of towns. If you like the more Western styles, towns, historical like that, I would push you towards Tombstone or Benson. If you want more of a larger town, more of a city aspect, then Sierra Vista, Tucson would be kind of a good amenity to go through. Karshner Caverns is special to me for a couple different reasons. One, the cave itself and the aspect that in the 70s, these two gentlemen and even the family had a mindset that we just don't want to open it up and, just let everybody in and anybody in and collect money from it. It was always about how can we protect this natural resource? How can we give it a voice so that way people learn the importance of caves and what we can learn from caves. And so after becoming a park ranger, I haven't left to become a teacher because I love this classroom here. And I love meeting everybody that I get to meet. I get to meet a diverse group of visitors. They teach me a lot, and I hope that I give them a little bit of love for the natural resources here in Arizona.